What if I told you that success doesn't have to be so hard? Hi, my name is Jennifer, and welcome to episode 7 on where we define what success truly looks like and how you're going to use it for your own benefit, because success is defined differently for all of us. And the moment we start to define it for ourselves, then we get to achieve what that looks like. You define it for yourself, define what it looks like. Then ask yourself, what is more attainable and more realistic? Like how they say, set a smart goal. Set a smart goal for your success. Let it be specific, let it be measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. It has to fit in those. You're like, okay, I want to save. Let me give an example in the context of Ugandan context of I want to save, let's say, 100 million shillings in the next 5 years. How does that look like for you? How possible is it for you to actually save 100 million shillings? Maybe for you, you think, when I have 100 million shillings, I can even choose to retire. I can choose to start doing my own thing. I can choose to start doing my own, living life on my own terms without having to worry. Because you're sure that you'll be able to take care of yourself, take care of your family, take your children to school, without the worry and anxiety of tomorrow. But what is the realistic way of you getting there? What are the steps you're going to set in order to make sure you attain that goal? How many jobs do you have to get? What kind of businesses are you going to start in order to be able to save that money? What kind of connections are you going to look out for opportunities in order for you to attain that? So you stay zero focus to that goal, because that is what you actually want, and that's what success looks like for you. Instead of focusing on someone else who's trying to pursue a goal of I want 1 billion shillings, or I want to travel the world, or I want to do, and for you it's not what success would look like for you. Don't get me wrong. Success is different for all of us. Some people define it as possessions. Other people might define it as having enough money to be able to take care of their family. Other people define it of, I want to be able to succeed, work so hard, attain so much wealth so that I can be able to retire early. And other people feel like, for as long as I can sleep peacefully, I can pay my bills, I can be able to take care of myself and my family, I'm successful. I would like to ask you to define success for you. Yesterday I was reading I was listening to an audiobook of psychology of money, and I found it so intriguing because I'm in the season where I really want to study and understand finances. What does that look like? Like financial growth. Anything about money, I'm in the season, I'm reading anything, I'm listening anything about money, because I want to be a good steward of my money. But also because I've also been in a rabbit hole for so long, struggling on how to meet needs or how to survive without the worry, the anxieties, the fears, the things that we go through on a day-to-day. So I want to be able to become better at it. So I'm exposing myself to a lot of material and a lot of wisdom in that regard. So I was listening to that book, and it clearly, the author said that success needs to be defined by each person because it looks different for all of us. But the challenge is that we have defined it to what society has said it is. Don't get me wrong. The truth is that the society has set a standard for us, and if you don't meet the standards, or if you're not in that box of success, then you are a failure, right? So sometimes we find ourselves in a rabbit hole of comparison because we are trying to set our level of success on someone else's level of success. Let me give an example. If you are looking on social media, you're scrolling through social media and you're looking at people's lives, that people are living the life that you desire to live. People are traveling the world, they're building wealth, they're attaining a lot of assets, they're doing their very best. And you are in a situation where you're not close to any of those things. In fact, you're broke, you're in debt, You are probably struggling to meet your needs on a day-to-day, on a monthly basis, or you're living paycheck to paycheck. You have no savings, no emergency fund, nothing. And you're so worried and you're living in anxiety and fear. So when you compare yourself to someone else's lane, definitely you're going to find you call yourself a failure. Don't get me wrong. All those things actually alarm and red flag of failure, right? Having a lot of debt, yeah, that could be scary. Having no savings, that is very risky and not a best place to live. Having no money or living paycheck to paycheck, in case you lost your job, what would then happen? Yes, so those scenarios are real, and I promise you they are so real and very scary. But how about if I told you, instead of pursuing success in someone else's lens, how about defining what success looks like for you? And when you know what success looks like for you, then you start pursuing it in a way that is more attainable and more realistic. Because that specific goal, it will be easy for you to achieve because you are focused on what you want. So even if someone out there comes and they're showing you the things they're achieving, the things they're mounting a lot of wealth, they're buying a lot of assets, and you are, yes, those things are nice, but truly, are they something that you want? So that's why I say that success does not have to be hard if we define it for ourselves. Not let society or people define it for us. Then there it becomes more easy and more attainable and more realistic. And then it will actually give you a boost to be able to pursue it without the worry of how am I going to reach there? Comparison, you cut out comparison and stress and anxieties because you're focusing in people's lane instead of your own lane. It helps you to stay focused and get more disciplined and more structured in what you want to achieve. And that's why I say the success does not have to be hard if you define it on your own terms. So what are the things or ways you are going to start going forward to define success for you instead of letting society define it for you? Let me know. Keep me posted. Write in the chat and let me know what you think and how you're going to be moving closer to that goal. Until next time, see you. God bless. Bye.